The first heat of the 1981 Kentucky Futurity. The purse is $124,000, and this has been a topsy-turvy year for three-year-old trotters. Out of the 11 races we've had for three-year-old trotters with a purse of $100,000 or more, we've had 9 different winners. Keystone Triton, the only horse to win 2 races. Keystone Triton, originally entered in this afternoon's race, has been scratched.
And with the scratching of Keystone Triton, we have only 15 going to the post, 13 colts and 2 fillies. This is the final leg of Trotting's Triple Crown. We won't have a Triple Crown winner, but we should have a very competitive race. The oldest stakes race in harness racing and the richest race with a $124,000 purse ever run at the Red Mile. Here then the field for the first heat of the 89th renewal of the Kentucky Futurity. Number 1 in half of the Clearview Stables entry is Fillet of Soul, one of 2 fillies in the race. Fillet of Soul, owned by the Clearview Stables, driven by John Simpson Jr., former world's record holder. She'll score from post position 8.
Fillet of Soul set the world record right here at the Red Mile, 158.3, and that was the last time that John Simpson Jr. sat behind this cracked 2-year-old trotter.
The other half of the Clearview Stables owned entry is number 1A, Smokin Yankee. Stanley Dancer in the bike, post position 14. That'll be in the second tier.
Smokin Yankee is always close. He won an elimination heat for the Battle of Saratoga, won an elimination heat for the Founders Gold Cup, but Stanley Dancer has never been able to find the winner's circle in the big one with his 2-year-old trotting champion of last year, Smokin Yankee.
Keystone Triton would have been number 2, but was a late scratch. Number 3 then is Uptown, owned and driven by Clint Galbraith, post position 2.
Uptown won a heat of the Old Oaken Bucket at Delaware a couple of weeks ago, and off of the time trial performance of a week ago of 159.4, I'm sure that's the reason Uptown is in against the best trotters in the country.
Number 4 is Redbud J, owned by Francis H. Friedman, and Bill Houghton is the driver, the post position 3.
Redbud J, post-bred 19 times in 81 with 6 wins. This is a homebred, owned and bred by Francis Friedman from Cincinnati, Ohio.
The other filly in the field, in fact the champion 2-year-old filly of 1980, is number 5 Delmegan, owned by the Armstrong brothers, Glen, Garnsey in the sulky, post position 4.
A history lesson here. Delmegan, the product of a 1972 rivalry between Super Bowl and Delmonica Hanover, and that Triple Crown in 72. Delmonica Hanover always second best to Super Bowl. Delmegan the product of those 2 champions, Super Bowl and Delmonica Hanover.
The overnight favorite for the first heat of the Kentucky Futurity is number 6 Graf Zeppelin, who won a prep race here at the Red Mile last week. Owned by the Starship Stable, Gary Lewis is the driver. Graf Zeppelin, post position 5.
Graf Zeppelin has 1 major stakes to his credit this year. He did win the Founders Gold Cup up at Vernon Downs, and he was timed in 158 flat, winning a heat of the Transylvania here earlier in the week.
Number 7 Chauncey Lobel, owned by the Alnoff Stable, Samuel Smith the driver, post position 6.
Chauncey Lobel, always close but no cigar. Chauncey Lobel, 1 win in 17 starts. He shows 3 seconds in a row, was second to both Snack Bar and Graf Zeppelin last week.
Number 8 is Hubert Horst Rydell's Charter Party. Tom Houghton in the bike, and the post position for Charter Party, 7.
Charter Party in the Hambletonian should have won the second heat. 70 or 80 yards from the wire, Charter Party started to bear in severely and lost an awful lot of ground and still was only beaten by a length to Super 1.
Number 9 is Arnie's Aim. Archie McNeil is the driver of Arnie's Aim, who's owned by H.B. Willis, coming away from post position 9.
Arnie's Aim won an elimination of the Beacon Course Trot, won the historic Gold Cup. This trotter has banked over $279,000 in 81.
Number 10, Malibu Hanover, owned by the Helad Farms, George Schulte, the driver, post position 10.
Malibu Hanover will be driven by Tom Sells, Tom. And this trotter has been postward 16 times with only 4 wins. His best time, 58.3, right here at Lexington in a late closer earlier in the week. And Malibu Hanover, somewhat of an outsider here.
That is a driver change. Tom Sells will be in the bike instead of George Schulte on Malibu Hanover. Number 11 is Seago Hanover, the Messenger Stable-owned colt. Francis O'Mara, the driver, post position 11.
Here's another one that's taking a chance at fame. Seago Hanover has been postward 21 times, has only been to the winner's circle 1 time, and has made only $36,000. He'll have his work cut out for him today.
Number 12 is Spice Island, owned by the Castleton Farm and Ulf Moorburg. Bernd Ledstadt is the driver of Spice Island in post position 12.
A well-bred colt, Spice Island. However, he hasn't displayed that speed on the racetrack. Spice Island in 15 starts this year is without a win. He has made $41,000 and has been timed in better than 2 minutes on several occasions.
Number 13, the Sunbird Stables Tuneful Contest. Mickey McNichol, the driver of Tuneful Contest, in post position 13.
Here's one, Tom, I just cannot see. Tuneful Contest has 12 starts this year, and if you look at his past performance lines, Tuneful Contest has only stayed flat in one of those. He has a hard time staying trotting.
Number 14 is Snack Bar with the Swedish combination, owner Peter Ahl and driver Håkan Wallner. Snack Bar post position 15.
Snack Bar has a case of seconditis. 24 trips to the post in 7 seconds. Snack Bar has managed to win 5 heats, though. He won an elimination of the Beacon Course Trot, also an elimination of the Review Futurity out at Springfield.
And the final horse in the first heat of the Kentucky Futurity, number 15, Richard Staley's Noble Traveler. Doug Ackerman in the sulky, post position 16.
Noble Traveler lightly raced as a 2-year-old because he had a problem. He's been under 2 operations this year for a bad hock, reputed to break he has broken a hock. And so Noble Traveler, a very game racehorse, and if he's right, he could be very good today.
The 3-year-olds behind the starting gate for the first heat of the Kentucky Futurity. Remember, you must win 2 heats to take the Futurity trophy. 13 colts, 2 fillies behind that starting gate for the richest race in Red Mile history, $124,000, the final leg of Trotting's Triple Crown, and the oldest harness stakes race in existence. What about it, Kevin?
With 15 horses in here, everybody will be trotting for an early position, Tom.
Here they come in 2 tiers. Delmegan, the filly, the favorite at 5-2. Carl Becker with the call. First heat Kentucky Futurity.
Here they come. They're off and trotting. Red Bud J grabs the lead on the inside out. Second as they trot toward the turn is Uptown. Outside there goes Charter Party on the inside. Leading the way now, Uptown by half a length. But there goes Red Bud J. Now he leads it. Uptown second. Charter Party third. Delmegan 4. Malibu Hanover 5. Trotting 6. Chauncey Lobel 7. Tuneful Contest. 8 between Trotters Spice Island. 9 on the outside. 3 deep Filet of Soul. 10 Graf Zeppelin. 11 between Trotters as they swing around the turn. Racing toward the quarter is Noble Traveler. 12 along the rail as they race past that Marcus Snack Bar. 13 on the outside, Smokin Yankee. Trailing that field as they drive down the backside is Seago Hanover, and 14th is Arnie's Aim. They're at the quarter, 29 2/5. Rolling down the backside, trotting up to take command, Charter Party. There goes Delmegan. The filly on the outside takes over by a nose, neck, half a length. Delmegan leads it, Charter Party second. Along the rail, Red Bud J third. Here comes Filet of Soul. That filly's 3 wide and trotting a storm on the outside. Filet of Soul charging toward the front. The leader, Delmegan. Fillies are 1-2. Filet of Soul second. Charter Party third. Red Bud J fourth. Chauncey Lobel fifth. They're past the half. That mark 58 3. They're trotting into the final turn. Delmegan leads away. Filet of Soul second. Charter Party third. On the outside, moving up fourth as they swing around the turn and trotting toward the front now is Noble Traveler. Racing on the inside fifth is Red Bud J. 6 is Chauncey Lobel. Trotting 7 from way back, Arnie's Aim. Along the rail, racing 8 is Uptown. Between Trotters Spice Island is 9. They're at the 3/4. Noble Traveler drops back as they're at that station. On the inside, Delmegan leads it. Filet of Soul on the outside, and coming on also is Graf Zeppelin between Trotters. In the lane, 3/4, 128 4. Leading the way, Delmegan on the outside. Here comes Charter Party as they race to the wire. Delmegan leads. Charter Party's on a break, and now between them, Uptown second. The filly, a big jump on the field. She leads by 4. Delmegan second is Uptown third. Through the traffic as they trot to the wire is Malibu Hanover, but it's Delmegan winning the first heat of the Kentucky Futurity. 158.
Crossing the wire first in this first heat of the Kentucky Futurity, taking the lead early in the race and holding it through the stretch as Charter Party goes off stride.
Delmegan just pulling away. Clint Galbraith had Uptown and along the rail throughout the race, and he finishes a strong second, and Malibu Hanover's third. Delmegan impressive in the first heat of the Futurity.
And our time for the mile, 1 minute, 58 1/5. In the barn area, here's Kevin Gomer.
Last year, the 2-year-old trotting colt champion was Smokin Yankee, trained and driven by Stanley Dancer. Smokin Yankee's personal veterinarian is Dr. Ken Seeber. Ken, it's been reported that Smokin Yankee has had a problem with his breathing this year, and it's been reported that he has a hard time winning the 2 heat races. Can you comment on that?
Basically, the breathing problem or throat problem goes back to last year. And if you remember, even though he was 2-year-old Trot of the Year last year, he did not finish up the year very well here in Lexington. And after he was stopped racing last fall, it was determined that he had a mechanical problem with a piece of tissue in his throat. and we sent him to the University of Pennsylvania in New Bolton Center, and they operated on his throat. And it basically can be said the operation was not 100% successful. The cold has come back. He's raced well, but as you say, he has not raced up to most people's expectations as far as being able to go second heat long distances, and that possibly could be a problem today. Although I will say, in his favor, he's a big, strong, rugged colt, and if it came to such a situation of who would be worn down first, I don't think it would be him.
Well, with the 16-horse field, it's very likely that we'll go 4 heats today. Is Smokin Yankee capable of going 4 heats with the mechanical breathing problem that he has?
I believe he is. He appears to have been better here in the last 30 to 60 days than he has at other times during the year. And I think the weather is a problem. A lot of these throat problems seem to manifest themselves to a greater degree in warm, hot weather. And the fact that it's cooler, I think is definitely to his advantage. And I think, again, because of the physical condition he's in, the temperature, that it is possible if they did go 4 heats, he could stand it better than any of them.